Okay, so uh, now we're gonna do something a little different. I'm gonna go through and look at working on the next level on my task list here. So we'll start by looking at the Jira page, and we're gonna work on level 7 this time because it involves a little bit of a different set of changes. So level 7 unlocks the level 4 spell slot, and it expands the available spells to Summoner, Occultist, and Planeswalker, so that they can prepare spells from their level 4 pool, um, instead of just their level 3, 2, and 1. So we will start with this, and this is gonna be a little bit of a longer video, just kind of as a working workshop example of how to do these things. So, as always, when starting on a new level, it begins with a branch. So, I will call get branch level underscore 7 underscore branch, and I will hit enter to create my branch, and then I will call my get switch to switch to the new branch, and you'll see there it's updated. So now I'm gonna clear the get screen just so that it's less messy, and we are ready to get started on this project. So I will open the editor, and then it'll take a second to launch, so I'm just gonna cut to when it's open. Okay, so now we have it open and we're ready to start editing. So again, best practices, come through, make sure that my unique UUID table files are all looking good. Everything is opening, which is good. Awesome. Okay. So let's go back to the Jira and see what we're working with. So we'll just do these one at a time, and we'll start with the level 4 spells unlocked. So when I want my character to be able to use more powerful spells, I have to first unlock the ability to cast said spells. And the way we do this is I will find my level. So Summoner level 7, right here. This is our guy. Summoner level 7. I will scroll over to the passives column, column G, and you'll see here in the previous ones, right? So unlock spell slot level 1, unlock spell slot level 2, unlock spell slot level 3. So this is what we want. So I'm going to take this guy, I'm going to plop him in there, and I'm going to replace level 3 with level 4. This is saying to the progressions tab that when you hit level 7, I want to unlock the ability to use spell slot level 4. Now that unlocks the ability, but it does not add the resource. So the next thing we have to do is add the actual resource itself. And if we go here to the boost column, column I, we'll see that this is where the spell slot resource is actually being added. So I will copy this, I'll paste it in here, and then I will modify the function call to fit my needs. So this is now saying to the game engine, I want to add the boost action resource. I'm adding a spell slot resource. I'm adding one use of a level 4 spell slot, and that's how this function call is read, and that completes the steps of adding in the level 4 spell slot. So I will go here to Jira and go to level 4 spell slots unlocked, and we'll hit done. All right. So back into the editor, I kind of skipped a step. So we'll save those progressions changes. But I've kind of skipped over an important step of actually testing the changes. So let's do that real quick. So CC start new.
Who are you?
Human, summoner, cantrips, the abilities, the skills, and proceed. Okay. F11, level up 6 levels. Because we care about testing changes to level 7 here, so speed through these. Level 5. I'll just give myself feet. Level 6. And here we go, level 7. So level 7. The changes don't reflect themselves just yet, but if I hit accept, we can check to see if I have the spell slot. So let me get out of Shadowheart here and move over. And you'll see there it is. Level 4 spell slot. And you see I have one level 4 spell slot. So I can upcast one of my spells if I wanted. I don't think I have one equipped. Oh yeah, Chromatic Orb. So just test it out. We'll cast this at the 4th level. And there we go. Alright, spell was cast. Spell slot was consumed. Everything appears to be working as intended. So even though it was preemptive, I've now confirmed, so now I can absolutely say yes, level 4 spell slot unlocked is done. So we'll come in here, we'll click our save buttons, save often, save lives. And we have now added and tested the functionality of the level 4 spell slot. So that's one task down, so let's go in here, let's get status, let's see what's going on. We see that we've modified 2 files, so I will say get add period. Then I will check the status again. We've now staged the modified files, and then I will say git commit -m, and I will give it a message flag. So this will say level 4 spell slot unlocked, and we will hit enter. Check my git status again, and we're working on a clean branch again, so I'm good to continue progress. So we've unlocked level 4 spells, but we can't prepare level 4 spells. We can cast spells at the 4th level, as shown with the upcast on Chromatic Orb, which is normally a level 1 spell, but can have more powerful versions when higher spell level slots are used to cast it. So we know the spell slot itself is functional, but we aren't able to prepare higher level spells on our character yet. So that's the next thing we have to do. And this is achieved in the selector column. So that's called, the selector column, and that is column K. This is where we will add new spells to our character. And the way we do this is we go into our list. So it's going to be under list and then spells list. So I already have this open. So we'll go to that tab. We were in the progressions. Now we're in the spells list. And I can open this up and you see that there's the summoner spell levels and the spells associated. So here is the summoner spell level 4. This is the one that is relevant to the branch we're working on because we are trying to add level 4 spells. In column C here of this table, you'll see it is the spells column. This is just a list of all of the spells that are associated with the spell list of interest. So again, we care about the summoner spell level 4. It currently is empty, so it is not adding any spells, but we just want to go through and add some spells here. So um, the easiest way to add spells like this is to come up to the shared folder. These are the the base game files of the game, specifically in the shared folder. This was intended for the uh, early release demo of the game. So the shared folder has like the early levels, like 1 through 5 and stuff like that in it. And then the rest of the game files can be found in shared dev and the Gustav and Gustav dev folders. This is where like the later game elements are found. So right now, I think what we need should be in shared dev. So I'll go to shared dev and I will come down to their list and I will look for spell list. And you'll see here that this is all of the spell lists used in the default game. And we care about level 4. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold Control and hit F to open up a local search, and I will just type out S level 4 and hit Enter. Oh, it didn't seem to find anything. Did I spell something wrong? Oh, L is... Okay, this is case sensitive, so level 4. Oh, it still didn't find it. Is there spaces here? There is a space here. Okay, it is as case sensitive as they come. All right, here we go. So Bard, spell level 4, Cleric, spell level 4. And for ease of development, what I do when making a new spell list is I find one that exists already that is close to what I want, and I will control and I will copy, or I can right click and copy that information. I'll come over to my spell list and I will simply just paste it. So there we go. Target, banishment, death ward, freedom of movement, guardian of faith. Just adding those spells, right? And for the base summoner, what I've been doing, interesting that druid spell level 4 didn't come up in the search here, but what I've been doing is for summoner is I've kind of been just combining the cleric spell list and the druid spell list, and I've been using that as my base for determining what spells should be added. So here I can just come into the end and I can paste and I can just add that in. So now I have a combination of both the cleric level 4 spells and the druid level 4 spells. And then I will go through here and I will delete which ones that I don't want. So for example, target freedom of movement, that doesn't sound very summonery, so I will highlight it and delete it and get rid of that. So yeah, I'm going to silently go through and edit this level 4 summoner spell list, and then we'll cut back to with the finished list. So okay, so we're back, and I have populated my spells column with the spells I want. So that's Conjure Elemental Minor, Conjure Woodland Being, Dominate Beast, Polymorph, Wall of Fire, and Banishment, and Guardian of Faith. These all feel relevant towards summoning things, so I'll hit save. And I now have my summoner spell list level 4 ready to go. So what I will need to do from here is I need to now link this spell list to the progressions row relevant to level 7. So if I come back here to summoner class progressions, and you'll see here in our selector column here, what we want to do is for the summoner spells, we want to add spells. So you'll see up here it says add spells and it has a unique UUID. This UUID is relevant to the spell list of spells that we're adding. So I can actually just take this, I can copy the add spells thing, come back to level 7, come here to the selector, and then I can paste it. So add spells. I want to open up my parentheses, and then I want to come here to my spell list. I want to right click and copy the UUID of the spell list I want to add, and then I will paste that UUID into the add spells function call. This now tells the game engine which list to look at when adding new spells. So let's not just talk, let's actually go and test this functionality since we are trying to display good developer habits here. So my UUID table is done. I can come over here, and what I'll want to do is I'll want to click on File and Reload Level, or Control R. That will reload the working level that I'm in, and it recompiles all of the stats for my character. So I should, in theory, be able now to come over here and open my inventory, go to spells, and there they are, my level 4 spells. You can see them right there. So there's Conjure Minor Elemental, Conjure Woodland Being, Dominate Beast, Polymorph, Wall of Fire, Banishment, and the Guardian of Faith spell are all now selectable. So I can get rid of Blindness, put that on there, and let's just test one of these level 4s out. Summon our Guardian of Faith, and there he is, Guardian of Faith, ready to go. Sweet. Awesome. So that is now another thing done and tested. So I will go back to my Jira page. Summoner level 4 spells added. I can update this now to done. And then go back to my editor and my playtest there. And come into the GUID, make sure everything's good and saved. Yep, everything looks good. Everything's been saved. Cool. So that's more progress on the project in this branch. So I want to come in here and I want to check get status, right? And you see here we've now modified more tables in the project file. So I will say git add period git status, make sure they're all green and ready to go. Then I also like git commit flag m level 4 summoner spells added. Let's actually change this wording around so it makes a little bit more sense. Level 4 spells added to summoner class. And hit enter. Check our status again, and we're working clean again. So there we go. That is the summoner spells. Now things get a little bit trickier, a little bit more complicated, because if I go back to my Jira test, you'll see I want to add the level 4 spells for Occultist and the level 4 spells for Planeswalker, and these both have a little bit of a different implementation to them. Don't worry too much about the methodology behind why they're different. Just know that for the way that we want them to function, they have to be implemented in different ways. So we'll start with the Occult level 4 spells. So I'll come back into my UUID, right? And now we only want these spells to be added to the player if they are the Occultist subclass. So the way the subclass levels work is they are kind of like overlays. So for example, when you hit level 3, the subclass column will activate and it will ask you to pick either Occultist or Planeswalker. Let's, for example's sake, say that the player goes with Occultist. What that will do is when they select Occultist, it will apply everything in the progressions row for level 3 summoner, and it will apply everything in the level 3 occultist row as well. Um, so it just overlays the subclass bonuses on top of the main class bonuses you get. In the case of level 3, you'll see that the progressions columns are actually not adding anything to the base class, and the magic is all happening in the level 3 occultist progressions row and columns, as you can see. But for the case of level 7, we will be adding buffs for both the base summoner class progressions, which will then have a level 7 occultist overlaid on top of it. So, in order to do this thing, first we need to have a progressions row relevant to level 7. And the way we do this, the easy way to do this, I should say, is I will select over here on the index of the row. I will right click that index. I will say copy. I will come down here and then I will say paste. And this will paste a new progressions row just underneath of the one that I copied. You'll see here that it already has the correct table UUID. These match, and that's what we want. We want those to match. And it has its own unique UUID as well for that progressions row. So I'll come over here and I will change the level in the E column. I'll change that to level 7. This way, the progressions bonuses, the passives boost, and so on, and selectors and all of that will only apply to characters who are level 7 with the occultist subclass selected. So I am now ready to actually add the spells, right? So here is my progressions row for occultist level 7. I don't need to unlock any new spell slots because that's handled for me in the base class progressions row. So we'll go over here to resources. We don't need to add any resources either because, again, that's handled in the progressions base summoner class level 7 row. But what we do need to do is we need to add spells because we want the occultists to have access to additional spells that kind of flavor them towards the theme of what occultist is. So the way we will do this is we will need another spell list. So I'll come here to spell list. I'll scroll down to occultist level 4, which should already be pre-made at the stage of the mod. And what I will do is I then need to populate this spell zone. So I'm going to use the same techniques as before, where I go to the default game files. I will control find something that is close to what I'm after. In this case, the occultist subclass takes heavy inspiration from the warlock base class. So I will go in here and I will try to find some warlock spells for level 4. And let's see, level 4. This one looks good. We'll go with level 4. Level 4 Great Old One. Apparently there's a lot of sub-level tables, spell lists, I guess is what they're called. Yeah, spell lists. There's a lot of warlock spell lists based off their subclass, which is interesting, but unrelevant to what we're working on. So I will copy this, come back over here, and I will paste this in. And now I'm just going to spend some time going through and modifying this list so that it is a little closer to what we actually want. Okay, so this looks good. This looks like a good list. And again, all of this can be edited later, pretty easily and non-destructively. So, but for the purposes of this video of showing how these things are set up, we are going to roll with this for right now. So the steps here are pretty much the same. I will come back to my progressions table. I will grab the add spells. So there we go, copy. I'll grab the add spells, come to occultist level 7, come down here to its selector column, column K. I will paste in add spells and come back here to our spell list. I will grab the UUID for the particular spell list that we are interested in. I will come here and I will paste. There we go. Now that adds the occultist-based spells. All right, let's go ahead and save everything and test these functionalities, as is good due diligent practice. Okay, everything's been saved. And let's go over here and reload the level. I believe I did already select occultist. Yep, I did. So if I open up my inventory and I come over to spells, it does not seem to have updated, so I may have to respec. Let's just test real quick. F11 CC start respec. Oops, didn't hit enter. Let's enter. Let's confirm. And we'll start leveling up again. Grab feet. Level 6. It's not implemented. And then level 7. And there you go. You see, because I'm the occultist, you see it's adding these spells, but then it's also adding these spells. And I do have one overlap of invisibility, so I'll have to go through and get rid of invisibility on my spell list here, but I hit accept. And now I should be able to open my inventory, come to my spell book, and I should see that there are all of these other spells here. And that's how I would go about implementing the addition of new spells onto my character. So now, let's just go through the process, right? We've added things, we've tested them, and they work. So let's just go through our process. Okay, and now we're working on a clean branch again. We've committed those things. I had a little comment. Occultist level 4 spells added. Yeah, and that's looking good. And now, once again, I can come up here to my Jira, and we are actually almost done with this user story. So the last thing is to add the Planeswalker level 4 spells. So this is pretty much the same process, right? I'm going to come in here to my spells list. I'm going to find Planeswalker spell level 4. And I'm going to start populating this, and same rinse and repeat strategy. I'll come over here to find the Planeswalker, takes heavy inspiration from the wizard, So I'll come here to the wizard spell level 4, and I will just copy this whole thing. Just copy the whole thing for wizard level 4, and then I will come over here to my spell list and I will paste it in. So for Planeswalker, because we developed the Planeswalker in such a way, let me just save that spell list, in such a way where they can learn spells from scrolls, we need to implement this a little differently from the occultist and the base summoner implementation. And if I come here to class description, you'll see here Planeswalker, right? You see the Planeswalker row. I will scroll over and you will see that it says can learn spells, flagged yes. And what that does is it makes it so that the game knows that you can learn spells from spell scrolls. And I'm going to actually just leave this list kind of as is. I'll probably go back and edit some things after implementing it, but for the most part, I'm going to leave it as is. And this time, for Planeswalker, so again, we got to come down here, got to find my row, I want to copy it, and I want to paste it. And then I need to change the Planeswalker level to 7. There we go. Make sure its table UUIDs still match, and make sure that it has its own unique UUID, which it does. And what I'll need to do is in the selector option, instead of using add spells, what I actually want to use here is I want to use the select spells call, which has a little bit of a different implementation. So I'm going to just grab this whole thing right here and copy it. Come down here to my selectors of level 7 Planeswalker and paste this in. And what this is saying here is it's telling the game, hey, when the player levels up, let them select spells from this UUID spell list. And it's saying I want to let them select 4 spells. And the 0 flag here is actually saying that I want them to select 4 spells of any level from the spell list. So when I plug in 0 here, I'm basically telling the game engine that I don't want to restrict the player on which spells from the list they can select. This way they can go back and learn spells that are lower level if they wanted. That might not make the most sense as a statement, but just take my word for it that this is the way. And what we want to do is we want to give this person the ability to learn 2 spells. We want to give them 2 spells from the Planeswalker list. So I will copy that UUID. I'll come over here and under select spells where it has the UUID editor, I will replace the old UUID with the new spell list UUID. And then I will save these changes. We'll switch back into the editor. It's still saving, so I'll give it a chance to think about its write files. And then we will reload level. So we're going to reload again, and I'm going to have to respec again as well. So we'll hit start, and then I'll open up my debug menu. We'll say CC start respec. And this time, I'm going to go through the levels. And level 3, we're going to select Planeswalker. It's going to require me to select some spells. And of course, get my library. Accept. Level 6 and level 7. Here we go. Alright, this is the level that we're testing. And you'll see here that it adds right? So this is the way add spell looks, right? So it's adding all of these spells that are for the base summoner. And then it's saying gain 2 spells. So I'll come down here, and now you'll see I can select 2 spells from this long list of spells. And every spell you see here listed has a spell scroll equivalent. So theoretically, my planeswalker could learn all of these spells if they find them out in the world and learn from the spell scroll specifically. But for right now, for planeswalker, just being able to select these spells is good enough. So we'll add 2 new spells and we'll hit accept. And there you have it. We now have the ability to learn new spells. We have unlocked our level 4 spells. I have some level 3 spells, so on and so on. And we have our level 4 spell slot. And this pretty much completes level 7. So that is another feature done and tested. So I will go over here. I will say get status, get add. I will check get status again, and then I will get commit message flag, and I will say planeswalker level 4 spells added to class, and then I will hit enter. I will check again, get status. Okay, we're working clean again. And then I can come into the Jira tasks. We can go ahead and swap that to done, which then completes this user task. So I'll move that over, right? So we have another completed user task. And then I need to get this ready to return to main. So I want to call get branch level 7 underscore RTN for return. So we will get that branch. I will get switch level 7 return branch. We'll switch to that return branch so we can see it. And then I will say get push origin level 7 return branch, and I will send it. Okay, so that branch has now been pushed. If I come here to the project, you'll see there it is. Level 7 branch return has been recently pushed 8 seconds ago, so I can confirm that it is there. It is ready now to return to the main branch. I've tested everything. I've implemented everything as base functionality. There's probably still some balance tweaking to go on, but once again, we care about functionality, not balance, not visuals. We want full functionality first, then we'll go back and we'll think about how can we make it look pretty, how can we make it game balanced. But yeah, for right now, that's the base of it, and this has been a tutorial of how to modify the spell list and spell slots of a character on Level Up. So yeah, there you have it.